discussing marriage is working out. We have an online question, and that is a marriage of Isaac and Rebecca. Isaac was decades older than Rebecca was. How did that work?
Well, two things. Number one, the maturity of those times are much different than now. Even Rebecca was only 3 years old when she got married.
Said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
A marriage of Isaac and Rebecca. Isaac was decades older than Rebecca was. How did that work?
Well, two things. Number one, the maturity of those times are much different than now. Even Rebecca was only 3 years old when she got married. A 3-year-old then was equal to, who knows, probably a 20-year-old today. The maturity level was much higher than it is today. It wasn't like I married a little girl 3 years old. That wasn't the case at all. Even physically, she went through the water for all the camels. So she was a little girl 3 years old. How could she drove a little girl? So physically, she was certainly much stronger, and spiritually, and her maturity level was much stronger than the 3-year-old today. We can't compare it. That's number one. Number two, the whole idea of marriage was a lot different than today by many people. Marriage was not just getting together, enjoying each other, and having good times. Those times, good times means getting together, serving God, having a family that's going to be a family of Torah and abiding by the laws of the Torah. That was what the purpose of marriage was, to have children, to bring them up according to Torah standards. So the whole idea of marriage is a lot different than today. And therefore, even things today seems like a mismatch, because people are not on that level of greatness to make a marriage work according to spiritual standards. They had a much more spiritual level, and they were able to make marriages which might not be manageable today. They were manageable then. Number one, the maturity of those times are much different than now. Even Rebecca was only 3 years old when she got married. A 3-year-old then was equal to, who knows, probably a 20-year-old today.
But these Talmudic type, what kind of sick individuals are they? I mean, I see a little girl that's less than 3 years old at a store. I don't go over and say, hey, how you doing? What? How do you even get that in your head? You know, I look at oh, hi, goo, you get her to smile or something. Oh, she's such a pretty little girl. And she's such a cute, she's so adorable and things. I like the little outfit she has on it. There's no interest or something. I mean, what kind of weirdos are we dealing with here? You know, and betrothed from a day old? What, some kind of business contact thing there or something? You know, hey, I want you to marry my daughter. When was she born? Just, yesterday. What kind of weirdos are we dealing with here? You know, and betrothed from a day old? What, some kind of business contact thing there or something? You know, hey, I want you to marry my daughter. When was she born? Just, yesterday. You know, what do you think? Get this thing worked out or something? A day old? A little screwed up there, isn't it? Let's continue.
3, and she saw blood. Then he had another relation with her after she was 3, and she saw blood. Then he had another relation with her after she was 3, and she saw blood. Then he had another relation with her after she was 3, and again Umat Saddam. Now, if we say that the hymen gets ruptured and it regrows if it got ruptured before she was 3, and it grows back right away, so we understand what happened. He saw dam when he had a relation with her under 3. Psulim. She sees dam again after 3. What is it from? Psulim. Under 3, there's no hymen, or it's not ruptured. It only happens el la'achar gimel. So really, what we're focusing in is not the fact that he had a relation with her after she was 3. If a man has a relation with a girl under 3 and she sees dam, that's the nafkamina. If it doesn't rupture before she's 3 years old and she had dam after the relation, is a raya that this is dam nida. Because before 3, it's not halachically an act of cohabitation. But nevertheless, before 3, is a dam psulim or is a dam nida?
Dam psulim, what is that?
Nothing. and neither to her. And if it's dam nida, then she's nida and he's
it will be dam soon both times.
correct. Today we have a doctor here. What's the mitzias? The fact that it grows back, it means that something changes. There's some change after 3. It means it grows back before 3. It doesn't grow back after 3.
Everything grows very fast.
But after 3, the chal doesn't grow back.
Is there though?
One second, Dr. Dani. Afterward, the Torah is saying that a man has a relation with a girl, God forbid, after 3. God forbid, after 3. Once she's full 3 years old, then her psulim will never grow back. She will lose her psulim. If a man has a relation with a girl under 3, it's going to either it never ruptured or it's going to grow back. Now she's 3 years old. Someone had a relation with her. That's it. It's ruptured. If a man has a relation with a girl under 3, it's as if someone takes a finger and pokes it in the eye. It's like when you put a finger in the eye. As long as the finger is in the eye tears, and it tears, and it tears again. Besulim, that's the pshat, that tearing meaning here they'll be bleeding. And if a man has a relation, to act with a girl under 3, she's going to bleed. But then it's going to grow back. And if he has a relation with her again, when she's over 3, she's going to bleed again. Besulim.
If your child is thrown out from every single school in the tri-state area, right? At some point, the principal is going to tell you, it's not the schools. You understand? Jews have been thrown out from every single country they ever lived in, besides maybe 5. New Zealand, Australia, America, and maybe another 2. You tell me one country in the world that they weren't expelled from. So at some point, you got to look at yourself and you say, you know what? Maybe it's us. So you become a self-hating Jew. I understand the process very well. 2,000 years of being thrown out of every school. At some point, you look in the mirror and you say, you know what? I got the issue.